Hey everyone, welcome to Rev Games Academy. In this video, we're diving into creating animation transitions with parameters in Unity. You'll learn how to control your character's animations dynamically using animator parameters. From smooth transitions to smart logic, we'll cover everything you need to make your animations look and feel amazing. Let's jump in and level up your animation game. Previously, we worked on a 3D model animation, our Rumba dancing example. Don't worry if you missed it, you'll still understand this. Animation transitions with parameters. We'll add a new transition for an idle animation, explore its properties, and set up parameters in the animator window. First, let's do a quick recap of the animator controller. The animator controller is the foundation of Unity's animation system. It organizes animation clips into states and uses parameters to control transitions between them. This allows you to define how and when your character switches from one animation to another. Okay, let's start now. First, open the Rumba Dance Animator control. You'll see the state and transition highlighted in orange. These are the entry, state, and transition, which play first by default. Let's change that so the idle animation plays first, followed by the dance animation. Now, right-click in the animator window, select Create State, and choose Empty to create a new state. Rename the new state to Dancing and assign the Rumba dancing animation to it. Remember, each state needs a unique name. Then rename the existing state to idle and replace its animation with an idle clip. I've already found one, but if you don't have an idle animation, you can download one from online sites like Mixamo. Now, if you play, only the idle animation will run. To add a transition, right-click the idle state, select Make Transition, and connect it to the dancing state. Click the transition arrow, and in the inspector, you'll find all its settings, which we'll adjust next. Let's see about these transition settings. Has exit time means the transition will wait before switching animations. Exit time is the percentage of the idle animation that plays before transitioning. Transition duration sets how long it takes to blend into the next animation. By default, this works in real time, but you can switch to normalized time by unticking the fixed duration. For our setup, the idle animation plays 93% before transitioning, and it takes 0.25 seconds to switch to dancing. Adjust these values as you needed. Okay, then hit the run to see the smooth transition in action. Wow, look at that. Our character is in idle, and now it's dancing. Perfect, it works. Okay, great. Now that we've got the transitions working, let's move on to controlling them using parameters. In Unity's animator, parameters are variables used to control transitions between animation states. They allow you to add logic to your animations so your character can react dynamically to different situations. There are four main types of parameters. Float, used for continuous values like speed. Inter handles whole numbers, useful for states like health or levels. Bool, a true or false value, ideal for simple conditions like is dancing. Trigger, a one-time event, such as starting an attack animation. All right, let's set this up for our dancing animation. Just for our reference, we'll add conditions in the script so that when we press O, our character will dance, and when we press P, it'll switch to the idle state. First, we need to add a parameter to our animator controller. In the animator window, go to the Parameters tab, click the plus icon, select Bool, and name it isDancing. Remember this name as we'll use it in the script later. Next, click on the transition from idle to dancing, untick has exit time, and in the conditions section, click the plus icon to add a condition. You'll see the isDancing parameter listed. Set it to true so the dance animation will play when this condition is met. Now we need to handle switching back to the idle animation. Create a transition from dancing to idle. Untick has exit time, and set the isDancing condition to false. And that's it. We've set up the transitions. Next, we'll add the script to control this with key presses. Let's do it. Now, let's code the key presses. O for dancing and P for standing. First, select your character's game object, add a new script in the inspector, and name it. Once created, open the script and let's start coding. First, I'm going to declare the animator like this. This is for reference of the animator component. In the start method, get the animator component. This will let us control the animator parameters. Next, in the update method, add an if condition to check if O is pressed. This line of statement checks whether I'm pressing O or not. Inside it, set the ifDancing parameter to true to play the dance animation. Here, in that character animator, I'm setting the ifDancing bool to true. OK will give another if condition, same like this for pressing P. Just copy and paste the if condition, then change the click to P, and then here give false. Nice. We have completed everything. Save this code and go to Unity to check. Play this scene, and here's what happens. When we hit play, you can see the character starts in idle. Let's wait for a moment. Now I'll press O to check. It's dancing. Let's look at the animator. The isDancing parameter is set to true. Now I'll press P, and there we go. Back to idle. Checking the animator again, the isDancing parameter is now false. Awesome. Everything works perfectly. Cool. Now you've learned how to use bool parameters in Unity's animator. Similarly, you can use other parameter types based on your needs, like float for things like speed, int for systems like health with 1 or 2 lives remaining, or trigger for one-time events. Keep experimenting, try out new ideas, and don't be afraid to push boundaries. With Unity's animator, the possibilities are endless. So stay creative, keep learning, and happy animating.